Blessed morning, children. Welcome back to our English class. So, children, today we are going to start a new topic. So, before that, what was the last topic? Yes, it was about the poem Rain in Summer by H.W. Longfellow. And we all really enjoyed the poem, isn't it, children? Yes. Today we are going to start a new lesson. So, can you guess the name of the lesson by looking the picture? Yes, it is about the signal. Okay, and the name of the lesson is The Signal One by Lord Mikhailovich Garshin. Okay, he is a Russian author. Okay, children. So, what is there in this lesson? Yes, Semyon, an ex-soldier who takes a job as a railroad track walker. So, who is a track walker? A person employed to walk over and inspect the sections of the rail track at regular intervals. So they do this job for a safe journey, for our safe journey. So during flood and other natural calamities, what will happen? If the rail track will not be properly maintained, isn't it? So they used to check and inform the officials. Okay, children. So he is responsible for maintaining a certain portion of the rails, including such things as clearing away snow during the winter season. And his neighbor Vasily is also a track walker who lives in a hut home some 6 or 7 miles away from the place. So do they get along well? Let's find out from reading the lesson. So first let's know about the author. So he is Lord Mikhailovich Garshin, 1855 to 1888. So he was a Russian author of short stories, and in 1877 he volunteered to serve in the army at the start of the Russo-Turkish War. Okay, the war between Russia and the Turks. So, at the end of the war, he was promoted to the rank of an officer. So, however, he soon resigned from an army in order to devote his time to writing. So, that's how he wrote the story for us. Okay, now let's read the story. So, children, now take page number 58. We'll read it side by side. We'll know the meanings also. Okay. So, Semyon Ivanov had earlier served as an assistant to an army officer. So, he was now in poor health and lived with his wife at Kursk. So, underline Kursk is the name of a place. Okay. So, once he happened to ride on an engine, and at one of the stations, the face of the station master seemed familiar to him. What do you mean by familiar? Somebody who's known to you, isn't it? Yes, they both recognized each other, and the station master had been an officer in Semyon's regiment. Okay, so you are Ivanov, he said. Yes, Your Excellency. How do you come to be here? Semyon told him all. So there is nowhere for me to go, and I must hunt for work, sir, he said. And the station master looked at him and said, Stay here for a while at the station. Where is your wife? He asked. So he replied, My wife is at Kursk. So well, bring your wife here. I will give you a free pass for her. And there is the position as a track walker open. So already I told you what is a track walker, who's called as a track walker. Okay. So I will speak to the chief on your behalf. So I shall be very grateful to you, Your Excellency, replied Semyon. And Semyon stayed at the station, helped in the kitchen, and kept the yard clean and swept the platform. So these are all the daily routine things what he does. Okay, children. So soon his wife arrived and Semyon went to his new hut. So there was a little vegetable garden and some ploughed land on either side of the railway embankment. So what is called as an embankment, children? So a wall of stones raised to carry rail tracks over the low ground. Okay, and Semyon was happy, and I could do some farming here, thought Semyon. Okay, so this is the first page. I hope you have understood the meaning. So Semyon was given all necessary stores: a green flag, a red flag, lanterns, a horn, hammer, screw wrench for the nuts, and a crowbat, spade, broom, bolts, and nails, and 2 books of regulations and a timetable of the trains. So all the necessary things has been given to Semyon. Okay, and 2 hours before a train was due, he would go for his section, over his section, and sit on the bench outside his hut and look and listen whether the rails were trembling or the rumble of the train could be heard. So he would go over the track twice a day, examine and tighten up the nuts here and there, and look at the water pipes, etc., and then go home. So this now came as a routine. Okay, and there was only one drawback. So one disadvantage. Drawback means disadvantage. He always had to get the inspector's permission for the least little thing he wanted to do. So whatever he wanted to do, he wants to get permission. Okay, and 2 months passed, and it was summer, so there was no snow to clear away, and the trains on that line were infrequent. That is, it was not frequent. And Semyon began to get acquainted with his neighbors. So acquainted means what here? Friendly, known to be. Okay. So one was a very old man who scarcely moved out of his hut, and the other, Vasily Stepanch, was a young man, thin but muscular, and also a track walker like himself. So he and Semyon met for the first time on the line midway between their huts. So good health to your neighbor, said Semyon to Vasily. So how do you do? The neighbor replied, and then made off. They ran away. Okay. And Semyon often talked of the days gone by, but Vasily, for the most part, kept silent. And I have had no little sorrow in my day, Semyon would say. Okay. Now the next page. So now page number 60, children. So Semyon would say, but what God may give, so will it be. And perhaps, said Vasily, it is a waste of time for me to talk to you. And he turned and went off. Neighbor, Semyon called, why do you lose your temper? But his neighbor did not turn around. And Semyon went home and said to his wife, Arina, something doesn't seem right about the neighbor. So the two men met again and discussed the same topic. So what sort of life is there for a poor man in a hut, here or there? So what pay do you get? Asked Vasily one day. So not much, Vasily, only 12 rubles. What do you mean by rubles, children? It is a basic currency of Russia. So in India we have rupees, isn't it? In America they have dollars. So here in Russia we have rubles. And I 13 and a half rubles. Why? By the regulations the company should give us 15 rubles a month. So they are discussing about your salary, okay? And who decides that you should have 12 rubles or I 13 and a half? Ask yourself, and you say a man can live on that? And I shall not stay here long. I shall go somewhere, anywhere, he said. But where will you go, Stepanch? Here you have a house, warmth, a little piece of land, and your wife is a worker. Land? You should look at my piece of land, not a twig on it, nothing. I planted some cabbages in the spring, and just when the inspector came along, he said, what is this? Why have you not reported this? Why have you done this without my permission? Dig them up, roots and all. 3 rubles fine. So as I told you, for all the simple things, he has to ask permission from the officer. Okay, so you are hot-tempered, said Semyon. And no, I am not hot-tempered, but I'll tell the truth. I will complain to the chief. We'll see then. So he said like that, hot-tempered means you're very angry. Okay, very angry person. And Vasily did complain to the chief. So one day the chief came to inspect the line, and some important persons were coming from St. Petersburg to conduct an inquiry. And so prior to the joining, that is before, prior means before, it was necessary to put everything in order. So you all know. So when an inspection is happening in our school, means what we will do, all the files, everything will be arranged, and all the classes will be neat, and we also have classes, isn't it? Yes, likewise. Okay, and here the sleepers were carefully examined, spikes driven in a bit, nuts tightened, posts painted, and orders given for the yellow sand to be sprinkled at the level of the crossings. And both Semyon and Vasily worked hard for a whole week and put them everything in order. So page number 61. The chief arrived on a trolley, 4 men working the handles and the levers, making the 6 wheels hum. And the trolley reached Semyon's hut, who ran out and reported in soldierly fashion, Have you been here long? Inquired the chief. Since the 2nd of May, Your Excellency, said Seaman. All right, thank you. Who is at hut number 164? So the chief is asking to Seaman, and the accompanying traffic inspector replied, Vasily Stepyanch. Stepyanch, is he the man against whom you made a note last year? He is, sir, replied the inspector. Well, we will see, Vasily Stepyanch. Go on. So there will be trouble between me and my neighbor, said Semyon to himself. So the story is going to continue in the next lesson. Okay, now we'll check out the exercises. First one, Semyon had a chance to get acquainted with his neighbors because there were fewer jobs to do in the summer and fewer trains use that line. So both option A and B are correct. Next, Semyon did not encourage Vasily to leave because he thought Vasily had more than enough to live on peacefully and his wife had jobs. Next, when the inspector had seen Vasily's cultivated land, he had, what are all the options? He told Vasily to dig up the cabbages, fined Vasily 3 rubles and made a note against him. Fourth one, the chief visited the workers because he wanted to check that everything was in order. Okay, so all the 4 options, write it neatly in your textbook. So next you are having answer the following questions which I'll be sending you on the assignment. Okay, so first question, who was Semyon Ivanov and how did he get the job of a track walker? So Semyon Ivanov was an ex-soldier who had served as an assistant to an army officer and was living in Kursk with his wife. And Semyon was traveling in a train when he met the station master who had been an officer in his regiment. And the station master offered to help him find work and offered him the position of a track walker. Next, the second question, what did the job of a track walker involve and what was its drawback? So a track walker went over the track twice a day, examining and tightening up nuts and water pipes. And the drawback of being a track walker was that he had to take the inspector's permission in every little thing that he wanted to do. Next question, why was Vasily angry? So Vasily was angry because he thought he was underpaid and was fined for growing cabbages without taking permission from the inspector. Next, what preparations were done for the inquiry? So the sleepers were carefully examined, spikes driven in, nuts tightened, posts painted and yellow sand sprinkled at the level crossings in preparation for the inquiry. And the last question, what did Seaman do when the chief's trolley approached his hut? So when the chief's trolley approached Seaman's hut, he ran out and reported in soldierly fashion. So now you are having word study in page number 62. Okay, so here we are going to learn about the figure of speech, epithet. So what is an epithet? So the compound adjective hot-tempered in the story describes Seaman's neighbor Vasily. So an adjective or a phrase that is used to describe someone's character or a quality is known as an epithet. Okay, so here what they have given, join words from box A with those in box B to form epithets and fill in the blanks with the epithets you have formed. So you're having box A and box B and you have to write the correct answer. First question, the village sarpanch is a dash man but he is loved by all. He is loud mouthed. Okay, next one, this dash wrestler is sure to win a medal in the national games, broad shouldered. So that is an epithet. Third one, have you observed how the dash ponies wake up the steep slopes? Sure footed. Next, dash animals usually hibernate during winter. This cold blooded animals. Fifth one, the new stadium has been designed as a hexagon, a dash figure. So how many sides does the hexagon have? It has 6 sides. Okay, write it correctly in your textbook. So next, page number 63. It was necessary to put everything in order. The idiomatic phrase put everything in order means to arrange things in an organized and useful manner. So now you have to match the idioms with the correct meanings. So first one, from far and wide. So it means from almost everywhere. Second one, will go far. So it means it will be highly successful one day. Third one, so far. Until now, till this point. Fourth one, a far cry. It means very different. Fifth one, as far as one can see. That means in the way one understands. So next Roman letter. Rewrite these sentences in your notebook, replacing the underlined parts with the idioms given above. So using the idioms given above, you have to change the words. So first one, from the day we bought it till now, our car hasn't given us any problem. So what you have to change? Yes, it is so far. So far our car hasn't given us any problem. That will be the answer. Second one, life in a village is very different from life in a city. So here you have to change very different to a far cry. Life in a village is a far cry from life in a city. Next, from whatever we have understood, Anya seems a talented illustrator. So here, from whatever we have understood, that you have to change as far as one can see. Okay, so as far as one can see, Anya seems a talented illustrator. Next, all parents hope that their children will achieve great success in life. So will achieve great success means what? Will go far. So all parents hope that their children will go far in life. So the last question. People came from all corners of the state to attend the Environment Day rally. So from all corners of the state, from far and wide, that you have to change. So people came from far and wide to attend the Environment Day rally. Okay, next the grammar part, you're having tenses that we'll be seeing in detail in the Zoom class. So student, complete all your assignment neatly in your classwork without any mistakes. Okay, thank you children. Have a nice day.